Hey there, Wall Street winners. This is a rare recording after market closes at the end of the week. It's Friday, April the 19th, and it has been a heck of a week in the markets in terms of a consistent drop. The NASDAQ is down another 319 points today at close. If we look at the 5-day, it is just really dove from 16,175 down to 15,246, almost 1,000%, or almost 1,000 points, not 1,000%, almost 1,000 points. A huge drop, a significant drop, 5.52% for the week or the past 5 days. But the good news is this sell-off is likely going to stop as we get into a big tech earnings cycle next week. I did record a video earlier this week on if Netflix came out with positive, well-received earnings, then tech should turn around. And unfortunately, Netflix did not come out with the earnings and future guidance. Earnings were good. They were better than expected, and subscriptions were better than expected, but future earnings were not what Wall Street wanted to see, and that led Netflix to drop significantly in the post-market yesterday and the market as it opened today. What we did see is oil rebounded slightly today with crude up 60 cents at the end of the day, and a number of the oil stocks, not all of them, but a number of them in the green. What we did see though is primarily red on the screen when we get to tech, but not that bad in all cases. So there are certainly some call-outs that got hit, and most of those were in the semiconductor space. If we scroll down through the list, ARM was just annihilated today, dropping a further $18 down to $87. This is a stock that was up into the 145s only a couple of weeks ago or a month or so ago. It's coming back into earnings. If earnings are good, you're going to see this stock take off again. That's not to say they are going to be good, but if we start to see that from some of the earnings releases, although we have heard from ASML this week and we didn't get the best future orders information out of that organization. So that is a bit of a red flag as we enter earnings season. We also see some big pullbacks in companies like Meta. Meta dropped $20 today, a great entry point at $481 going into earnings next week. We see that it's going to announce in 5 calendar days. You can see how much Netflix was off, almost 10% there. And then Nvidia, it had a hard day, off 84, almost $85 down to 762. It has not been at 762 for quite a while. That could be a very interesting entry point if Nvidia continues its move forward with that whole AI narrative behind it. Some of the stocks that didn't fall that much would be Alphabet or Google. It's still only down $1.70, $1.75. Having earnings next week. Another one that did fall, though, of a similar size was Microsoft, off $5 and down in the post-market as well. And then you have Palo Alto Networks, PanW, and Net. Both of those down. Net more so on a percentage basis, and a great entry point at $84 going into earnings season. Cybersecurity still a huge, huge theme in the market and in the economy as a whole. And then if we get into banking had actually a pretty positive day. The Dow Jones Industrial Average was up a couple hundred points today, and I believe positive for the week. And a lot of these bank stocks took some profits today. So they added to their upward trend and seem to be well positioned going into next week, although you never know with sector rotation what's going to happen. One of the big gainers, which took a big hit as well last Friday, JP Morgan. So adding $4.55 today. Amex had good results today. I wasn't following Amex, but looking at Visa, it didn't correlate to Visa. I'm not sure what MasterCard did, but we do see that Visa will announce this coming week in 4 days. So that's on Tuesday, and they might be one to keep an eye out for. There could be some positive earnings coming out of those. If Amex is showing positive earnings, Typically, when we see increase in travel and spending in hotels, Airbnb's up. United Airlines had a great quarter. So we do seem to see a travel trend. People are spending on those credit cards. So even if there's a drop in retail, which there seems to be right now, there's an uptick in spending on services and travel. And people are likely putting that onto credit cards, and those could be Visa and MasterCard as well as Amex, and that could lead those companies to have good results. So it might be worth looking at Visa on Monday if that's your entry point in the 269, 270 range. That's the week wrap up and summary. Hope you did well in your trades today. If you like this, please subscribe, give me a like. And